extra death triggers, right?
Yes, that's Drivnod,
Okay,
I believe.
that's the only one I can remember. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, so
I'm drawing that
Drivnod.
one too.
Yeah, Drivnod has like the kyphosing spine that Jin-Gataxias has going on a little bit. Kind of hunched fellow. Then there's Techathol, that's like the floating eyeball guy. Then there's Techathol, that's like the floating eyeball guy. Then there's Techathol, that's like the floating eyeball guy.
Hello, hello, what is up? What's up, chat? Alright, is everybody waiting around for secret layers? Is that what's going on? I don't think I'm gonna buy any of these. I hate secret layer. Like the whole system is so jank. Also, most of these aren't worth anything. I don't know. Are people getting these? Like the one with demonic tutor is cool, I guess, but it's like you're just buying the demonic tutor and a bunch of random things. I like the look of these ones. Like these ones look cool, but I don't care about these cards. They're like, 10-cent cards. You're in like 10 seconds and an hour plus wait, yeah. That's pretty lame. The Iron Maiden ones, are there good reprints on this? Convoked. Oh, Lethal Scheme, okay. Sure. I mean, like, Anime Dead is a reasonable card, I guess. I don't know, there's just no reprint value in these, Like, I feel bad if you're like, oh, I'm a big Iron Maiden head, and then it's just like you don't get good cards. Or if you really like the Furby one, but they're all like, I mean, come on, miscast? Like, bro, this is just a blue Furby. It could be any counterspell, and they chose miscast? Like, what the heck? Pick a good card. The second Iron Maiden one's actually decent? Okay. I don't know what's in the... There's separate Iron Maiden ones. Oh, okay, I see. There's Burvak, the Captain, Nekusar, Iron Maiden. What is this? I can't read this font. I'm like illiterate. Mindcrank. Today we're doing more of the deck doctor stuff. I didn't do that many decks from September, so I just wanted to do a few more. Usually this happens at the end of the month, but I just wanted to get through a few more deck reviews here for last month. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the mechanically unique stuff in Secret Lairs either. It's very lame. It's very expensive. All right, we're gonna go review some decks. This is from September. I just wanted to do more from that month because I was busy moving, so I didn't have that many that I could get to. Here we go. Let's pick this one. Okay, so this user says, this deck can generate a lot of value, but it doesn't feel like it can close out games. I turn into the threat a lot of the time because of the potential I have, but always end up dying first and one turn too late. And it's a Shadow deck, which is interesting because I haven't played against Shadow yet, so kind of curious. So let's see what you got. You can't close out games. Now, Shadow himself is an interesting card. Whenever a Shadow or another creature you control with Flash or Haste dies, you draw a card. Cool. Each spell you cast has split second if its mana was spent from an artifact. So you want a lot of mana rocks, you want a lot of treasures. This all makes sense. Hello, is this just... Yeah, this is on Patreon. Yeah, it's not Ko-Fi. Yeah, this is just for my Patreon, which there should be a link in the description. You hate Shadow? Why do you hate Shadow? I agree, TCA. If Secret Lairs were at least print to order, it wouldn't be, like, an issue. Oh, thank you, Fountain74. Add you, so I'm not gonna... I'm not gonna add you on your Discord, friend. You can join the Discord via my Patreon, but if I just started adding people, it'd be a lot. What bracket is this? I think it's 3. There's a Jessica's Will and a Deflecting Swat, so that's 2 game changers. I think it's supposed to be 3. Why does Shadow care about artifacts? Is that like a... Am I missing something about his lore? Anyway. Sorry, I got a bit of a cough. This patron says that their problem is they're getting killed too fast. They're not able to actually close out games because... You know, people are too scared of their deck. And on some level, that will just kind of happen because of Shadow, right? Split Second's very uninteractable, and, you know, they should be scared of a, you know, Split Second Goldspan Dragon, and then making a bunch of mana to give other things Split Second and blah, blah, blah. Like, that makes sense. I think your curve might be a little high, too. 3.58, 3/8 drops. But one of them I assume is Blasphemous Act. It's not. It's Dance with Calamity. And then Worst Fears. Okay. I think Split Second's too strong. Split Second is really strong. Why not have the artifact lands in here? I mean, yeah. Oh, what is it? Great Furnace? And, oh, what is the black one? Crap. Chat, help me out. What's the black one? Oh, did somebody ask about the Patreon? Any possibility for non-Patreon members to donate a deck for review? No, I'm sticking it to it's just one of the Patreon bonuses. Trying to keep things simple. Vault of Whispers. Thank you, chat. Vault of Whispers. Thank you, Alec Man, for clarifying that for them as well. Okay, yes, these two great ads. I mean, you could have the. All right, chat. What's the black red indestructible one? Then there's tapped. It's a Drossford Bridge. Hey, I got that one. Yo, what up, Kyoji? Okay, yeah. So these are great ads. Now, in terms of like your problem here with the deck, you're not able to close out games. You're not able to. You kind of just like get focused down. Now, the answer to that could be just playing some maybe off-theme cards that allow you to just buy a couple extra turns. So this could come in the form of more removal, but things like a disrupt, like a Disrupticorn. Disrupticorn very much buys you a turn. All the big things that are going to swing at you, swinging elsewhere. And it's like one extra turn closer to being able to cast your Emrakul or Worst Fears or whatever you want, right? You can play black Pillow Fort effects. So, No Mercy is one. No Mercy is whenever a creature deals damage to you, it's destroyed. It's made to target attackers. And if we go to EDH we can probably find other great Pillow Fort effects with this. Boom! Look at that. Carador Doomscourge is another goading sort of Pillow Forty option. Let's look for enchantments. Well, that wasn't particularly fruitful, but there's the ones like, Revenge of Ravens. This is whenever a creature attacks you, so if multiple attacks you, triggers multiple times. That creature's control loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. This can make it a lot harder for you to get attacked down. No Mercy stops chip shots, but doesn't stop you from dying to an Alpha Strike. Correct. Although, they might go, I could Alpha Strike you, but I lose my whole board and then I die to the next player, so they still might not. Scene of the Crime. I don't think I know this card. Scene of the Crime. Oh, it's an artifact land. Huh. Cool, that's neat. Yeah. That's a good action. That's a good ad. Treasure Vault is another one. Yeah. You're stuck in Secret Lair queue? I imagine a lot of people in chat are stuck in Secret Lair queue. Oh, so that was one. That's one suggestion, right? If you're getting attacked a lot, you're in red. We can just goad people, or you can play some Pillow 40 effects. Of course, there's colorless ones. Crawl Space. Crawl Space is another reasonable one. These are all like, good Pillow Fort options. They can help deter attackers. You can also just like play more removal, although you have a lot already, so I don't know how much more you need. I think one of these Pillow Fort effects might solve your problem. The other answer is to like win faster, potentially. Like play cards that win harder or do more damage. Like, as much as Worst Fears is really funny, and Dance with Calamity, they are 8 mana and they don't like actually directly win the game. These could be cut for things that pressure life totals a little bit more. More like just in general haste creatures. Yeah, I would potentially consider cutting things like Blood Artist. I don't know if you trigger this enough. I don't know. This deck feels a little weird. It's kind of half and half. Carador's already great. Yeah, Carador, yeah. It's a good ad. I don't know. Some of these big cards could be cut. Blood Artist doesn't work with the artifact sacking stuff. So Marionette Apprentice, I think, is a little better because you're going to trigger it more often. With your extra treasures from like Zorn and such. Blood Artist feels a little bit slow. These are some things I would consider cutting. Alright. I think I'm going to move on to the next list. Let's pick another one. Let's do this one. Let me grab the list and move it to my Architect. So this is a Nicol Bolas like theme deck. I missed some cards. Nicol Bolas, the Ravager, and the Pathway. Make you the commander and set this in the main deck. Okay, cool. Here we go. We have a Nicol Bolas deck. Is there a Blood Artist for any permanent if you're second? Is it Blood? Yeah, they already had it in there. It was I'm blanking on the name, but they already had it in the deck, yeah. Hello, thank you for supporting Value Vintage of the Professors. Oh. Yeah, I thought Value Vintage was really cool. I kind of want to check it out. Double-sided cards never import properly. I know, it's always annoying. Will you delete the second half of it? Mayhem Devil, thank you, Blues, yes. That's the one. They already had it in the list. Okay, so this user said that they have a Nicol Bolas theme deck, but they want it to be like a control deck to protect Nicol Bolas, using some blink effects to blink the commander, reuse things. Right, got it. Now the easy way to make Planeswalkers work is to just play like 1 more billion board wipes, because board wipes don't hit your commander, your Planeswalkers, right? And I see you have some light stacks. We got Smoke, Public Enemy, Enchanted Creature, all creatures attack Enchanted Creatures control if possible. That's funny. Public Enemy is kind of cool. I see you have Carador, and you're going to blink it. So you can keep goading things. This is all pretty good, I would say. Maybe a few light changes here. One is Firemind's... Is that Firemind's Vessel? Is that a card? Did I make that up? Oops. Oh yeah, Portcullis is so good. Oh, it's Firemind Vessel, not Fireminds. Now, Fire Mind Vessel, I think, is actually probably better than Thran Dynamo in this list. I know that it's enters tapped, which is the downside, but this doesn't help you cast Bolus that much because you're probably not going to have the colors. Whereas in a 3-color deck, I think Fire Mind Vessel is pretty great. That's not really relevant to your problem. That's just a thing I noticed. Actually, yeah, Desertion is pretty funny and on theme because like Bolus kind of controls people. That's pretty funny. I'm trying to think of other sort of like control engines or cards that I would suggest. You already have a lot of the good ones that I would normally play. I do like for control decks, Commence the Endgame is pretty sweet. This card's cool. So it's an instant, which means you can hold up all your mana and then cast this. It's an uncountable draw 2, and you make like a big dude. It's like a flash blocker to save one of your planeswalkers. Draws cards, it's instant speed, it's uncountable, it's kind of cool. Hello, Talor. I really like this card. Neotics. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, return... I should probably look up the Oracle text. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, return to its owner's hand each creature that player controls with the greatest power... with power greater than the number of cards in their hand. What the hell? It's a weird card. Relic of Sauron? Is that the 3-mana one? Is this card $20? Is that actually, like, real? No, this one is $20. It's still $10 for, like, a bad mana rock? Holy, it is better than Firemind Vessel. Man, I hate that this is $10. This is so expensive for, like, effectively a Firemind Vessel. Oh my god. That's actually so lame. Okay. back to the deck for a second. This is a good way to like protect from creatures. I mean, you could play Force Field. Proxy it, it's reserveless, but Force Field's pretty great. How's well? It's because it's like Universes Beyond, and they're like, oh, we can't reprint it. Doesn't have enough printings. Don't hate on the Relic. I'm not hating on it as like a card. I'm hating on it because it's $10. Yeah, hopefully it gets a reprint with The Hobbit. I have no idea. If The Hobbit is just like mostly a reprint set, I'll be very happy. But I have a feeling it's not. I honestly think Spark Double is like pretty win more. Like if you already stuck one of your Planeswalkers, I don't know if you need double. This is something I would consider cutting. Because without your Planeswalker in play, if you're behind, it's like so bad. Tainted Aether, yeah. So you could, if you really want to punish creatures, you play Tainted Aether, which is whenever a creature comes into play, they have to sacrifice a creature or land. You can play Burning Sands, which is whenever a creature is put into a graveyard for play, that creature's controller sacrifices a land, which is pretty crazy. The Hobbit set is going to be like the Hobbit movie for... no, I get that. I'm just wondering if they can reprint anything in there. And then, what's the other, like, stacks piece? Is it Nether Void? I mean, Nether Void is one, but that's not the one I was thinking of. It's like something else void. It's probably have too many cards. A Burning Sands is crazy. Yeah, that card's brutal. It's not the card I was thinking of. What's the one that any player can destroy it by skipping a turn? It's got that activated ability. I feel like it has void in the name, but maybe I'm just wrong. I guess it doesn't have void. Am I stupid? Oh, you mean like as in worse? Oh, I see what you mean, Revan. Yeah, Lethal Vapors. Thank you. I don't know why I thought it had void in the name. Okay, so you can play Lethal Vapors. These are all things like if you want to stop creatures from attacking your planeswalkers, 100% you can do that. That is an option. Another thing is like instead of like the Chain Veil or whatever, like this is 4 mana to play, 4 mana to activate. You can just play like Time Warp. Like an extra turn is better than activating the Chain Veil, to be honest. Dominion Bracelet? I don't think Dominion Bracelet is very good in here. Because we don't have too many creatures, so I feel like it's just gonna cost like way too much mana. It costs X less active X of the creature's power. I don't think we have like big enough creatures for this to be like relevant. Funny card though. Oh, but you know what could be sweet? Void Stone. It's just Void Stone? Is it not? I literally have the card right here on my desk. Oh, End Stone. I do agree Cyclonic Rift, but they have 3 other game changers, so... The End Stone is pretty sweet for any control deck. It's very much a I untap with and win kind of card. It's really good. I see. Does it proliferate in the deck? I mean, there was Deep Glow Skate and Ichor Moon Gauntlets. So there's a little bit of proliferate. I feel like Tiny Bones Bauble Burglar is not particularly good. Like, you're going to play it early, but you don't have your discard stuff until later. I don't know. I think it's a cut for me. I'd say the same thing about Twincast. I don't know what we're Twincasting. Like, there's a lot of things that it's, like, literally irrelevant for. Aetherize doesn't do anything when you Twincast. Disrupt Decorum doesn't do anything when you Twincast. Damnation doesn't do anything when you Twincast. All these board wipes don't do anything. I don't know. There's just like a lot of stuff that you don't really care about Twincasting, so it doesn't seem very good. This is a cool list, so I would lean to cut these maybe, and then add some amount of these as well. But overall, I think it's a fun bracket 3 list. The Abyss is pretty funny, but it's also like $800. Yeah. Where do I read chat mostly? I don't see the comments that I'm reading. Well, on the... I guess I can move it a little bit, make it a little more obvious. I have the multi-stream chat here. So this has like the YouTube... I'm pointing to it with my mouse, but I think that doesn't do anything. It's over here in the left corner. There's this, which has... It's YouTube and Twitch, because I'm streaming on both. So if you're like wondering who I'm talking to, there's like YouTube chat as well. But I have it on my second monitor. Experimental Augury? Is that like the bad factor fiction? Oh, it's just a cantrip that proliferates. Here's the thing: is cantrips you want to play early game, it's not that good of a cantrip. And late game, the like one extra loyalty is probably not that big a deal. You're hopefully doing something else that's more impactful. I think it's kind of mid. Oh, that's both. Yes. The chat on screen's both. Yeah. Dominating Wheel is good. They have Reigns of Power, which is like in the same vein, and Illusionist Gambit, which is kind of in a similar spot. So I don't think they need all three. Isn't Ward of Bones so heat with no creatures and few artifacts and enchantments? Can Ward of Bones backfire Ward of Bones? Is it equal to you or the greatest? I guess yeah, Ward of Bones does work with this because it's you, yeah. Yeah, Ward of Bones is sweet. This is a pretty crazy card. But it's card selection plus upside? But it's 2 mana. Here's the thing is like if I cast if I flip this bolus or I cast this bolus, do I want to spend 2 mana for like a cantrip, or would I rather spend like ideally you're casting this at an opportune time, so you're casting a bolus when you think you can untap with it. Then you're gonna untap with it and play Deep Close Skate and then like alt it. I feel like if you're just playing Nicol Bolas and then like doing nothing next turn, you're just like cantripping, like digging for stuff. I feel like that's not super efficient. And then your bolus is like high chance to die. That's my thought. Do you want more Planeswalkers? I mean, it's a Nicol Bolas theme deck. I don't think other Planeswalkers are allowed. I'm gonna move on to another list. We're gonna take a look at another deck here. By the way, if you go to my Architect page, which I guess I could put in the chat for everybody. If you go, yeah, it kind of depends on the list. I mean, it's not like a bad choice, Elk Man. If you go to like Deck Doctor, you can see all of these lists. All right, it's 11:40. My throat kind of hurts. I'm gonna do one more, and this is just like a bonus. This is just for September. I will do more Deck Doctors for October at the end of the month. Okay, here we go. This one's kind of interesting. So they built a Toph Baubles list. Main issue you're having with the deck is you haven't figured out a good draw engine. I'm sure some of the Baubles draw, but it's often on someone else's turn, not really drawing at all. Okay, so card draw is your problem here. Okay, interesting. All right, let's look at this Toph list. Toph list. Okay, so we need to read Toph real quick. So we got Naya 1 for a 3/3 non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to the other types. But it doesn't give them the ability to tap for mana, so this isn't ramp. It's just their lands. At the beginning of your end step, Earthbend 2. Target land you control becomes a 0/0 creature with haste. That's still a land with 2 counters on it. When it dies or is exiled, return to the battlefield tapped. Okay, so this is neat. JF, your September list is missing from this folder. But this is just the list that I've reviewed. I haven't, I can't get to all of them. If I don't get to your list or whatever, you can just post it in the next month's one, and I'll try to get to it in the next one. You can post every month for the Patreon. Ouch, land count, you say? 32. Yeah, for a land-oriented deck, I feel like we're low on lands. I do think we're low on lands. Bobble next. Surely we can. Faith Reward, yes. Urborg and Yavimaya are free ways to make your artifact. Junk produce mana. Agreed and agreed. Oh, can you hear the mouse? The mouse. My mouse go. Okay. Yeah. Instantly, we have Yavimaya, but yeah, we need to add Urborg. Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth. Man, this card's $70. That really sucks. You should proxy it. No. It's not all submissions get reviewed. No. It like used to be that back when I had way less patrons, but then like I just ran out of time. I couldn't do that. So I just kind of picked these like randomly. Yeah. If I get through this one quickly, maybe I'll just do yours real fast or something. But not every submission gets done, yeah. Is there a chromatic lantern to go with a Ren? I don't know. I don't think we need a chromatic lantern. So I see all these baubles, and salvaging station, which is great. So salvaging station is like really sweet with this list, by the way. Like this is super awesome because what you do is you animate a bauble, you crack it, so you crack your conjurer's bauble. Toph brings that back into play. So you get to draw a card, and then you you get to draw a card off of that, and then that's a creature dying, which triggers the untap on salvaging station, which means you can then reanimate another bauble. So in my mind, when you're saying I'm not drawing cards, my confusion is like your deck is all cantrips, and then salvaging station plus your commander should be like the craziest draw engine around, right? You should be drawing like 4 cards a turn cycle with this. Which is interesting. Blood Moon making your things tap for mana is crazy. That is really funny. It's so rough to run Blood Moon in a deck like this, though, because you're a 3-color list. You'd have to really think about it. Urza's Saga goes hard. Your Earthbend and it comes back after turning. I mean, yeah. I mean, these are cards. Man, you should just proxy these. To be honest, it's so cringe that they cost so much money. But like, yeah, Urza's Saga and Tomb of Yawgmoth are so heat in this deck. You just get to like yoink out your. You can yoink your expedition map off the Saga. It comes back into play, and then you use your expedition map to get Urborg, which turns all your things into like lands. Blood Moon is also immediate bracket 4 jail, yes. And this deck does not compete on that level. I agree. It is very funny though, but yeah, you're right. Lochiel? Oh, maybe, right? Whenever one or more artifact creatures enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. This isn't gonna trigger actually, because it's gonna enter not as an artifact creature, and then you have to animate it. Is there a card that says your artifacts enter untapped? I mean, there's a card that says your stuff enters untapped, right? You can just play Amulet of Vigor. This card's so expensive these days. What the hell? They're all the same price. More landfall. Yeah, more landfall type stuff could be really sweet. Honestly, if you're worried about card draw, I see you have Tireless Provisioner in here, but you forgot the OG. Tireless Tracker is pretty great. Makes clues, it gets bigger. This card's really good. Doesn't it go infinite super evilly with baubles and top? What card? Our Gerard's Hourglass Pendant. I don't know what that card does, to be honest. Oh, wait, did I type it wrong? Gerard's Hourglass Pendant. Flash, if a player would begin extra turn, they skip that. Exile Gerard's Hourglass Pendant. Return to the battlefield. Tapped all artifact creature champions. And put them from the battlefield this turn? Interesting. Dune Chanter does the artifact tap thing. Elsewhere flash for 1 mana. Dune Charter. Whenever lands you control on the battlefield does other lands you control tap, add 1 mana, make color, cool. Oh, I see. Yeah, this is pretty good. These types of things are great because they give you a lot of mana. But we have to like have stuff to do with the mana, right? Like we can't just play these. So the thing about like Urborg and Yavimaya is the opportunity cost is like really low. Whereas this is a 3-drop that then ramps you a ton. But like, what are we actually doing with that ramp? You know. Artifacts would trigger Scoot Swarm. Correct, my man, Danzy21. That's my goat right there. What are you streaming again, Danzy? Iktekit? Oh, this could be a great Iktekit in the 99. Iktekit's pretty sweet. You make a golem, and then whenever an artifact is put into the bin, you put a counter on Iktekit and a counter on each golem you control. Even with just the one golem from Iktekit, it's just like 2 big dudes. It's kind of neat. It's like a reasonable finisher. The shrug from Danzy, that's crazy. Lithoform engine sounds win more as hell in here. How can you play Urborg and Naya? Urborg has no color identity. And so does Yavimaya. So Urborg is not a swamp, does not have a black mana symbol in its cost or in its text box. Because of that, its color identity is nothing. Even though it says the word swamp, and it, when in play, will tap for black mana. But yes, you can play Urborg and Yavimaya in any commander deck. It does not break color identity rules. Add one. I've never heard of this card before. Oh wait, yes I have. This card's like pretty crazy with landfall. All right, we've like added a bunch of like random crap, but we haven't done anything to solve the actual issue here. And the problem is, they said that they feel like they need more card draw in this deck, and we have not solved this problem whatsoever. Seeing avatar cards make you unwell. World gone bad. I know. I'll talk about that in a video eventually. We need to be drawing cards, right? Like, we're not drawing enough cards is the problem here, right? So, how do we solve this? Well, the answer is easy, right? You just play more card draw, right? So I think Tyler's Tracker is a great thing, right? This is the one piece of card draw you've added. But if you have this really powerful card draw engine in Salvaging Station, we just need to get Salvaging Station into hand to actually get that card draw going, right? So you could play oh man, this is a dragon. Oh. And that would have been like a really great thing if I could remember the name of the card, but my brain is like Giga Mush. It's like a dragon with like Horde in its name. What's the dragon that like tutors Tutor's an artifact. Hoarding Dragon, thank you. Hoarding Dragon, thank you. Hoarding Dragon. This is you like search up your salvaging station, and then it dies to whatever, and you can get it back, which is pretty sweet. It kind of works better if you have like a high market or something, or you have ways to sacrifice it. So keep that in mind. You don't want it to get exiled, but it is a tutor for artifacts. We can play Gamble in this deck. Gamble's pretty sweet. Another good tutor. We can also play Trash for Treasure. Trash for Treasure or the Ready Scrap Savant. Dirty Scrap Savant lets you loot, churn through your deck, lets you get artifacts back. Super good card. Goblin Welder, Goblin Engineer. Bingo. Goblin Welder. Goblin Engineer. So Goblin... Oh, you already have Goblin Engineer. Okay, cool. Well, never mind then. Candy Trail? Sapphire Candy Trail, you gain 2 life, draw a card. Sure. Yeah, more cantrip art things like that. We can just come up with a card, right? It can just be like tap, artifact, draw, card. And it's in these colors, and we can just see what we get. Reckless Impulse. I'm looking for card draw engines as opposed to just cantrips. Experimental Synthesizer. Yeah, that's pretty good. Spirit Experimental Synthesizer is like a cantripping bauble, which is pretty sweet. It also can sack itself. Man, Coveted Jewel is a crazy Magic the Gathering card. If you just keep like sacking it to Goblin Welder, and then you draw like a billion cards. All of these kind of suck. I'm gonna give it a tap. We're gonna change it to sacrifice. Reckless Handling? I actually don't know what that card is. Search life for... Oh, yes. This is a gamble, but just for an artifact. This card's really good. Trying to think of something that just lets you sack an artifact and draw a card. This guy's pretty good. Farid. Sounds like Trading Post. Ooh, maybe Trading Post? This could be like an actual Trading Post deck. What else just lets me like... Yeah, something like this, like Slag Drill Scrapper is pretty good. There we go. Okay. Sandmaster Thoppers? Yes, wrong color. Oh, yeah. Brea's Apprentice is a really good pick. Okay. Alright, so some cards like this, like Rhea's Apprentice is pretty great. So I'm just clearing up some of these other random things when we were talking. So we got you know, a few answers, things that like churn through your deck, or just more card draw engines. Tireless Tracker is really great in this list. Rhea's Apprentice is excellent in this list. Things like that can let you draw an extra card or two every single turn, and you know, you land one of those, you start drawing some more cards. Because I feel like the deck feels good if you play Valakut Exploration. So we just need more cards like that. Yeah, and I would just increase the number of lands, especially with these two, but like just in general, maybe go up on lands. All right, I got a little bit of time. I'm gonna do one more real quick. I'll do the just because they're here in the chat. I'll do this reality chip list. Thought Lash. Oh. All right, so what do we have? Wins back into the reality chip configured and an artifact discounter, right? Sensei's top, yes, classic combo. Yep. You have Thassa's Aether Flux as your win cons. Mindlash Mirror Fates for Thassa's, sure. You're a new player, so you love the Valley Blood Color. Is the Valley Flood Color package worth running with no clear use for infinite mana? Interesting. Okay. Okay. Reality chip. Oh, so we got a bracket 4 list, by the way, which is pretty cool. So bracket 4 is really interesting. It's really weird. It is very jank. Now in this person's thing, they wrote, "Should I splurge for Mox Opal?" I mean, it's casual commander. You just proxy anything. So if you want a Mox Opal, you should play it. This list is interesting. So this is here's the thing, like bracket 4 is really weird because it encompasses a lot of things. Right? Your pre-con deck that you wanted to like max out. So if you're just like, oh, you know, I got a token deck and I maxed it out. So I put in my Mana Vaults and my Chrome Moxes in there, and I put in Craterhoof and tutors for it. That's like one thing. This is like bracket 4 as in like fringe CEDH, like it's like kind of close. But it's like, you know, it's not better than Urza, and Urza's already not very good, so it's like kind of bracket 4 because of that, which is odd. And it's like kind of hard to place exactly where this deck should be played or how it should be played or what should go in it. I think bracket 4 is really unexplored because it's kind of jank. With all of that said, the Valley Flood Color combo I don't think is like particularly useful. It seems a bit out of your way, and I wouldn't cut cards from the main theme to add this combo. Printer noises, yeah, you know. Is Scour for Scrap in the list? Is that the new Fabricate? Looks like it is already in the list. Yes, this card is quite good. This is pretty interesting. In terms of like card draw, you know, there's a couple of good options. I think you are missing like Paradoxical Outcome, which is like oh, just kidding, it's in the list. My goodness. Never mind, you are not missing Paradoxical Outcome. I think Dizzy Spell is kind of mid in this list. I actually think Trigger Mage is just better, which you already have. I don't know. I've just cut Dizzy Spell for my Jace list because it's very slow. It's Valley Chip combo lab in. Yeah. Yes, the orange diamonds are game changers. Riddlesmith. I wonder if this is a mirror made angle. Is that crazy? So one thing I've been seeing low color CDH lists do is play Mirror Maid. So Mirror Maid can enter as a copy of any artifact or enchantment. So it does let you double Mystic or double Ristic. But it also lets you copy your opponent's Ristics and it copies their opponent's Mystics. It also sets you up for a really explosive turn. It's like, yeah, a 3-mana Soul Ring isn't great, but it kind of pays for itself with 2 mana. So you can cast it, copy your Soul Ring, and then set up for like a crazy play the next turn. Or Aetherflux backup. Yeah, so you can use it to copy Aetherflux, and then the amount of cards you need to chain through your deck to get the manual Storm kill is really low. Why not run Karn Mycosynth Lock to guarantee no interaction? Mycosynth is like a 6-drop. Karn is a 4-drop. That's 10 mana. I think this deck is looking to win the game before it hits that much, or when it hits 10 mana to just win straight up. I'm really trying to think of a better card draw for your list. It's kind of awkward because like normally I would just say Treasure Cruise, Dig Through Time, right? But like how much are we filling the yard? I guess there's a lot of baubles that sack. I don't know. I mean, you're in the chat. Do you... You don't run Mystic or Mystic in the base version of this deck? This is the Seed Age tournament version? Oh. Wait, so this is for Seed Age? I thought it was bracket 4 high power. Okay, this changes my thinking. If this is for Seed Age, then I'm going to suggest a few other things. I think we are missing... is it Archive Trap? I always get it confused with the other one. No, not this one. Mind Break Trap. There, Mind Break Trap is the one I was thinking of. Yeah, Into the Flood Maw is another. So Into the Flood Maw is currently like a very hot card for low color blue decks of CDH. But you know what I actually really, really like for CDH specifically? Okay. You would run Mind Break in the CDH list for sure. So one card I want to suggest for bracket 4. I've run it in a few CDH lists because I think it's funny. But this is a really good bracket 4 card. Is Wipe Away. Bounce target permanent to its owner's hand, split second. This is one of the, for a deck like this that kind of wants to combo off, this is one of the best cards for lists like this, because what you do is you go bounce your Stax piece, your Drannith Magister, your whatever that's like stopping me from going, and then you untap and like go for your combo. And they can't do anything about it because that's split second. Wipe Away is like crazy. This literally won me 2 CDH games at the last 5K that I went to. It is such a crazy good card. But it's even better in bracket 4 when you can afford to play like a 3-drop a little bit more. I'm really trying to think of card draw still. This is actually really tough. Are you playing, wait, are you not playing, what's the format of card that lets you just cast all your artifacts off the top of your deck? Does Gifts Ungiven count as card draw? No, but it's a good Magic card. Is this a Gifts deck? Because you don't have that many ways to get stuff from the bin, and you don't want anything in the bin, so I don't know if this is a Gifts deck. But this is a... blanking on the name of the card. It's like something Forge. What's that format of Forge? Oh, Mystic Forge. Mystic Forge is like super crazy. So Mystic Forge is, you can look, it's just your commander basically, right? You just get to cast colorless spells and artifacts from the top of your library. So with Mystic Forge and a, since it's Divining Top and a cost reducer, Mystic Forge just lets you go infinite as well. Yeah, I think Gifts Ungiven not very good. Yeah, I agree Mystic Forge is redundant, but if you think about it, if your commanders died once, casting Mystic Forge is the same, is still less mana investment than your commander, because you'd have to cast it for 4 and reconfigure. And in fact, casting it for 2 and reconfiguring for 3 is more mana in total than just casting Mystic Forge. I understand Reality Chip is Mystic Forge, but Reality Chip is one of your like key combo pieces, which means it's like a hotspot for removal. The other Tezzeret, I mean, yeah, you mean Tezzeret the Seeker, right? Man, Tezzeret the Seeker is a crazy Magic card. This is $30 now. Good lord, this card was like $8 for so long. No. Yeah, this card was so cheap for so long. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's... Here's the thing, is he's a 5-drop. I don't know. Tezzeret the Seeker is like... The card is good. Like, I can't fault that, right? Like, there's a lot of situations where you cast it, and then you go, like, untap Mana Vault, untap Soul Ring, and it was, like, functionally 0 mana. Which is kind of crazy. Or you cast it and you just put Mystic Forge in play and win the game. There's a 3 mana value ship that draws when you cast artifacts. What? There's a draw spacecraft. Is it this one? Whenever you cast an artifact spell, draw a card. Oh, but how easily can we station this? Like, I agree this line of text is very good in this deck. My problem is getting 3 counters on this actually might be really difficult. Because the commander contributes 0. And a lot of these contribute 0. I think it's a good card, but not for this deck. Usually tutoring for... no way Tezzeret the Seeker is in if Dizzy Spell is out. Usually tutoring for top. Yeah, I'm trying to think about that. I'm trying to think of how many times can... Okay, so let's oh, god damn it. let's like math this out for a second, right? Dizzy Spell for top is 4 mana. Blue, blue, 1, and then 1 for the top. Tezzeret is 5 mana for top, which is worse. But how often does Tezzeret for Mystic Forge win the game? Is my question, I guess. I'm not even certain that Tezzeret and Mystic Forge are like the correct cards to add to this list. I'm just trying to think of like, does this just is this like a functionally a 2-card combo that we can add to the deck? This is the kind of deck that you play by a guy who. Yeah, I mean it's a fast blue combo deck, you know, which is what bracket 4 is for. Crystal Skull. I don't. I guess Crystal Skull is technically better than is this better than Mystic Forge in this list? Because if all we care about is like artifacts, Crystal Skull taps for a mana, right? So like if you Tezzeret for Crystal Skull and then tap it for mana, it's effectively the same thing as casting Crystal Skull, which is the same thing as casting Mystic Forge in this deck, right? Because it makes a blue. It limits to historic lands. Oh, it is only historic lands. Oh, true. True, that is a big downside if you just have an island on top. Oh, that's interesting. It does still work for the combo, though, right? I'm not wrong about that. Like, if you have Sensei's top and Crystal Skull, that does actually still work. No, it's good. The Commander is the best option for it, 100%. Commander is just unrestricted cast, right? It's just, yeah. It's just a future sight. Which, like, all of this, like, finagling that I've been saying, right, is, like, at what point is future sight just, like, the correct answer? Right, future sight is unrestricted cast for 5 mana, which, if you're casting Reality Chip and equipping, is also 5 mana. So then, why are we even, like, dicking around with Tezzeret and Crystal Skull when you could just play Future Sight and have it be exactly the commander for that same mana cost? And Future Sight is just, like, good card advantage. And it's an enchantment, which makes it a lot harder to deal with, although it is an enchantment in the deck, not an artifact, which is potentially annoying. Oh yeah, Mr. Forge can't play any lands, right? Yeah, it's just artifact spells and colorless ones. So it is a little worse. Although this deck has like a high quantity of artifacts. So it's not like it, that is that big. Yeah, I guess there is a Vidalcan Archmage, right? What the? Hello? That was weird. This one is just like a Joyride, right? Reality Chip is 5 mana across 2 turns, yes. Yeah. But like, okay, I guess here's my question is how often do you just go turn 2 Reality Chip, turn 3 equip? Are people just letting you do that for free? Nobody's removing Reality Chip? Because in theory, people should be like, hey, Reality Chip's gonna, go crazy. We should just blow it up before it's equip. In which case, like, I would imagine you run into scenarios where you want to do it all in one go. It's not an issue, really. I mean, I get you're aggressively mulliganing for like a charity or creature, so you can. I mean, all right, sure. I guess if people are just letting you have the reality chip for free, then you know, fuck me. I guess we can just cut all this. Dex run so little removal, then yeah, that's the bracket 4 difference, I guess. Like in CDH, a 2-drop commander that like wins the game is like very likely to just get countered instantly or die so fast. No, CDH lists are not playing solitaire. That is not at all how CDH works. Like if you played Reality Chip, you would be paying 6 mana for it most of the time. It is getting like nuclear bombed in CDH. Yeah, the correct move is always to counter your commander, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, that's good. That's good for you, man. But like things like Magda does not get to stick around on the board for like 10 turns. You know, everybody knows Magda's gonna kill you, so it gets blown up. People sleep on it because it doesn't win the game. Yeah. Yeah, the CDH man is really sluggish. I mean, that's why Kefka is like, you know, Kefka is like an actual CDH deck, even though it's just a 5 mana. Oh, this is the wrong Kefka. Kefka's like a CDH deck, and it's just because it's like a 5 mana thing that draws cards. Because, you know, the Kefka Grixis pile just plays a pile of removal, you know. Counters that hit creatures are also rare, yeah. But the more controlling decks just play, you know, things. But like, there's a lot of counters that hit artifacts. Anyway, if you're finding that you're like able to just get away with casting your commander all the time, then I don't know why you need card draw. I would say stuff like Wipe Away or Mirror Maid and just maybe some more Winmori type stuff, and removal would be good. Sure, but Ral the Dino, etc. Ral, like people have to counter Ral. They know that. I mean, not really. I don't like. Sorry, we're getting off topic here. But if I go to like EDH top 16, the best deck is Timna Crom. It's not turbo. Kinnan, not turbo. Rog Thras is like kind of faster, but like it also plays a control game with Gaia's Cradle and activating Thrasios a bunch. And then Timna Thrasios is also not turbo. So like the top 4 decks in the meta are not turbo. Sisei's not turbo combo either. We don't see a turbo deck till the 6th top 1. So I don't know. I feel like saying the meta is like all solitaire turbo is like kind of silly. Also, turbo gets very interesting when there's multiple at the table. Like if I'm playing Ral and I see Rog Thras, I'm not going for the win on Ral until I see Rog Thras go for the win, you know? As an MTG old player, the commander adversity to interaction is crazy. I agree. Casual players don't. Yeah, they have a weird aversion to interaction that I find funny. Okay, I'm gonna. Sorry, to tie it back into the reality chip deck. If you find you can just cast the reality chip without like being too worried about it, I feel like maybe just like Into the Flood Maw / Wipe Away is like the best things to add. Just as like really good interaction, you know? Semi-blue variations of Rog Thras are solitaire without being turbo. This is correct. Semi-blue is like very funny because the deck is just it's like a parasite deck. It just tries to go for the win second, which is very silly. That only works until it doesn't, to be honest. Also, yes, turbo plays interaction, but they use it about to protect their own win. Yeah, this is correct. Turbo is just no. Turbo is So the way the like meta is described is there's like blue control piles, which are like things that are playing like Timna and something else to draw a bunch of cards, and they're just like blue control oriented decks. Turbo is like really fast combo, like aiming to win turns 1 to 3. And then the third category is like stacks, which doesn't really show up these days. Stacks is kind of bad. And that's kind of like the rock, paper, scissors-ish of CDH. It's a bit more complicated than that, but yeah. Turbo just means fast 1 to 3 things. The problem with interactions is it doesn't win the game. I mean, it doesn't not lose you the game. I would say for the list, maybe like Pognify or Rapid Hybridization could be into the Flood Maw. Because, like, yeah, a bounce is technically worse than destroying the creature, because they could recast it. But since this deck is trying to go so fast, I don't know if the game's going to last to the point where they recast it. You know, buying that one extra turn is just as relevant. And Into the Flood Maw can return non-creature permanents as well. So I think that could be like a strict upgrade over like Pognify or something, you know? I want to say Dizzy Spell is too slow. I don't know. I feel like I always hate that it's a sorcery speed thing, and it's just not as flexible as Fabricate. But like, I don't know. Stern Dismissal is like, okay. Brainstorm is also always kind of mid. Vidal Archmage could be good. Yeah. Yeah, what up, Samwise? Filling your deck with interaction means you aren't using resources to draw cards or present threats instead. I mean, like, I don't know, you just build around it, right? Like, if I play a Shark Typhoon, I think I need a double O there. If I play a Shark Typhoon, then all of my instants that are removal are suddenly also threats or whatever, you know? Like, you can build a Spellslinger deck. This deck needs like a scroll rack, maybe some keys. I don't know about scroll rack, but I kind of like key. I've been on key a lot. I do like Voltaic key. You know, I mean, this is going to sound dumb or obvious, but like the One Ring sure is... That's the wrong card. The One Ring sure is a good Magic the Gathering card. It's kind of like your Plan B, sort of. Why is Architect like dying today? Anyway, it's kind of like your Plan B almost. What, you know, instead of maybe the Thought Lash pile, is you just kind of play like One Ring. Because here's the thing: is like, if things go south, you play One Ring, it buys you a turn, and then it draws you 3 cards almost immediately, and you can play the control game from there. This happens all the time with like random other CDH decks or high tier decks, where like Plan A gets disrupted and you go One Ring, and you kind of just be control from there. It is relevant, you know? Locomat has a lot of enchantments, so you like Stern Dismissal. Oh, I see, interesting. I think Brainstorm is a pet card from Pauper, could be a good cut. It just seems kind of like you know? Like, I don't know how, if it's, like, obviously, the One Ring is probably, I don't know, is it obvious One Ring is better than Brainstorm? But I think One Ring is better than Brainstorm in this list. You think in Archmage, Floodmaw, Wipe Away, out, Brainstorm, Pognify, worst Cheerio? I think that's reasonable. I think that's reasonable. And then maybe just one other card for One Ring. If we're balling out, should we play Manamo in the mana base? I mean, like, yeah, Manamo is like technically better than an island, but it's like pretty minimal. It lets you so like, you know, Manamo, if you really want to splurge for it, Manamo lets you untap Academy Ruins, and you could double Academy Ruins in one turn, which is like a thing, potentially, you know? Back 4 deck you play against most is Shieldred Thoughtlash is... Oh, it's for that specifically? Okay. Interesting. I mean, that's kind of funny, I guess. Okay. I think that's going to be it for this list. I feel like we had a lot of discussion about this deck. I hope some of these suggestions are interesting or make sense. Untaps the One Ring. Oh, yeah. If you add One Ring, Manamo gets like 100% better because it untaps the One Ring. No Teleria West. I mean, it enters tapped, and a taplet is like really brutal in a bracket 4 list. I think it's okay. I think it's not that good. Yeah, Teleria West enters tapped. Don't run it. Okay, I'm gonna call it for this stream. Thank you to all my patrons for supporting, and you know, I hope they enjoyed the deck reviews. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I will be probably streaming more this week at some point when I figure out what I'm doing for those streams. But yeah, if you want to join in on the Patreon and submit decks, it's through the Discord. Link in the description. Easy peasy. And yeah, I will catch you all later, everyone. Hopefully you get your secret layers or